Hi everyone! I have decided to do the accent tag. It looked very fun, and even though I wasn't tagged, I thought that it would be something interesting to do. So basically, there's a list of words that I will just read, and followed by the words are some questions. Now, I think I'm a little different than a lot of people. I grew up in Georgia, and so I do have a natural southern accent. However, I tend to talk the way people around me talk. And for the last 5 years, I have been in Oregon, where there are a few accents, but more often than not, I don't notice anybody's accents. So there are some words that are said differently because of the area, though. And some words I say because I talk the way people around me talk in general. So I'm just going to start off with the words: garage, herb, schedule, figure, jaguar, lieutenant, water, advertisement. Now the next one I say two ways: vase, or if I was in some really expensive museum, I might call it a vase. It was an expensive, really expensive vase. Route, ballet, tomato, or sometimes I may occasionally call it a tomato. Leisure, address. In this one, I also tend to do chat speak, which I may just call it an addy. 8, buoy, aluminum, ant, wash, oil, theater, iron. The next one, I used to say it one way and now I say it differently. I used to say salmon, now I would say salmon, and that would be, I'm pretty sure that would have been a Georgia thing originally, and definitely here in Oregon they all say salmon. The next one is another one that I think that I vary from time to time. I think more often than not lately I say caramel. I think mostly when I was in Georgia I would say caramel. Fire, sure, data, ruin, crayon, toilet, New Orleans, pecan. I think that's another one. When I grew up I only said it pecan, and now it kind of varies as to which one I might say it. Boat, again. And this one I definitely do chat speak. I never say probably. I will always say probably. I kind of miss that extra syllable in there. Spitting image, Alabama, lawyer, coupon, mayonnaise. I would say 80% of the time, instead of saying mayonnaise, I'll just call it mayo. Syrup, pajamas, caught. So that was the end of the words, and what follows is the questions. What is it called when you throw toilet paper on a house? Now, after watching a couple of videos, I kind of got reminded as to what it was. I didn't know why. The first time I heard it, I could not figure out what I would call it. I was like, what would you call it? But TP in a house, definitely. I always heard about this, and I heard about my friends doing this, but I never did that one. The next question is, what is the name of the bug that when touched rolls into a ball? Now this one will always and forever be a roly-poly to me. However, I have found that the Oregonians here call it a potato bug. What is the bubbly carbonated drink called? Now, if you asked me that when I lived in Georgia, I would almost definitely have told you Coke. I think there was a time period when it was somewhere between Coke and soda, but Coke for everything. Didn't matter if it was Sprite, Pepsi, it was all Coke. Now I tend to either call it soda or pop. Again, that's one of those people around me call it pop, so I kind of tend to about, I don't know, probably a little more than half of the time now I probably call it pop. What do you call gym shoes? Tennis shoes. Occasionally I might say sneakers, but more often than not I'll say tennis shoes. What do you say to address a group of people? At first this question confused me, but after watching a few of these tag show videos, I kind of figured out that it was talking about whether people say yous guys, y'all, you all. I would definitely more often than not say y'all, and that would be my Georgia. The next one be, what do you call a spider with an oval-shaped body and extremely long legs? Daddy long legs. What do you call your grandparents? Well, my grandparents on my stepdad's side, I would definitely call Papa and Mama. My mom's side would be Grandma and Granddaddy. My dad's side, I would say Grandma or Grandpa, followed by either their first name or last name. Actually, I think both of those that we called by their first name. So I would say Grandma Claire. Occasionally, I actually might call Grandma Claire Grandma Willis. So that's kind of a distinction as to which grandma it was. And that's pretty common in my family to do that. However, my kids call their grandma Nana and Mima. So definitely a variety of options for grandparents in my family. What do you call the wheeled contraption in which you carry your groceries at the supermarket? My husband will swear up and down it's a grocery cart or just a cart. But I grew up in Georgia and it will always and forever be a buggy. What do you call when the rain falls while the sun is shining? I have no idea. Rain falling when the sun is shining, probably. What do you call the thing you use to change the TV channels? Now that one would definitely be remote, along with probably the majority of people. However, I do know of a few in my family that call it a clicker. Why they call it a clicker, I don't know exactly, but I suppose you use it to click from channel to channel. So, but that would be my questions. So I will put in the notes at the bottom the people that I choose to tag, because I can't think of anyone right off the bat. So have a good night.